Renters in Shelby County will get a chance to learn about their rights during a free clinic. Knowing your right to someone who rents can help during disputes with a landlord.
And today, Cherry Whitehead-Thompson with the Eviction Diversion Initiative joins us to talk about this program and the upcoming clinic. Welcome, Cherry. Good to have you with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
First of all, how many rental homes are there in the Shelby County area?
That I don't know the answer to, but what I will tell you is that there are not enough for the people who need them, right? And when we talk about that, we mean those homes that are safe and affordable, because rent is extremely high these days. Landlords are asking for 3 times the rent, and people's income just isn't keeping pace with that. So I don't know the number, but I know we don't have enough.
Right.
It's so heartbreaking when you see a person's belongings out on a sidewalk or the curb, and you drive by and it's out open to the elements and anybody else who wants to come along and take it when someone's been evicted. You work with the Division of Community Services, which runs the Eviction Diversion Initiative. Now, why is this initiative created and how does it help?
So the purpose of, and I'll just say EDI for short, the purpose of that program is a pilot that we actually wrote a grant in conjunction with Judge Danielle Mitchell, who is one of the judges that hears many of these cases come through her courts every single day. And so we wrote that in conjunction with her to the National Center for State Courts. The purpose is to help courts do court differently, right? So of course, when you go to court, eviction court, the main thing that usually comes out of that is a person loses their housing. But with the EDI program, we work with the tenant and the landlord to connect them with services and wraparound support services that help to try to keep them housed. So when we first started the program, we braided it with a couple of different resources. So you had the social workers who provided the wraparound services to help individuals find employment, because usually the eviction is it's the symptom, really, of a larger issue, right? And so working with them to figure out what's going on. We have social workers in the courthouse that work alongside the tenants and the judges, and they work with them and walk them through just how to connect with other resources and supports to try to prevent recidivism. Now, if we're at a point where we just cannot evade the eviction, then we try to connect them with other supports outside of that. But the other piece I want to mention, initially when we started the program, we were able to braid it with the Emergency Rental Assistance Program that paid for that back rent that was owed. So of course landlords were happy, and then the tenant was able to stay stably housed. And we also provided support through legal services through the Works Incorporated, so they did representation within the courts for free of charge to those tenants, and again help them to stay housed.
All right.
So.
And renters have rights too. What do you think is the most important thing for renters to know about their rights?
Sometimes people are discriminated against for different reasons. Things that go against Title VI, and so it's important that they know that. These are things that they will learn if they come to the clinic next Tuesday. I think the other thing is read your lease. Many people sign leases, but they don't really know what's in it. All they know is it's due on this day and it's late by this day. But they need to know what they are responsible for when it comes to repairs, and they need to know that anything beyond the just general wear and tear in the apartment, they're going to be responsible for that, and they may not necessarily get their deposits back. So there's just a lot of information that they need to be aware of. Read the lease. I am always surprised at the number of people who don't know what's in their lease. They don't know where the lease is. They don't even have a copy of the lease. And I think they should covet it just like they do the child Social Security card. You need to know where it is, because there may be a time when you need to refer to it.
So.
You know, quickly, we have many people who call us or email the station in our newsroom who let us know about mold or other unpleasant living conditions, whatever the problem may be at their apartment or the house that they're renting. And they let us know all about it and want us to come out and do a story and try to get the landlord to do something. What is a first step people should try who are in that kind of a shape?
So we'll take the example of mold. If there's mold in the apartment, or you suspect that there is, one of the first things you want to do is put it in writing to the landlord, because what happens when you don't do that, many times we just rely on those conversations. Well, I told him on this day and he didn't do anything about it. But if you put it in writing and be very specific about where it is in the home as well, so that, because most of the time the maintenance crews come in when people are at work, and if you just say there's mold in the apartment but you didn't tell them where, be specific. Say that it's in the bathroom on the left side of the tub, whatever the case may be. Get it in writing, follow up, give them time to correct it, and then if they don't, you may be at the point where you have to get code enforcement involved. You don't really like to do that, because sometimes landlords can get a little fickle when you do that, but you may have to. But definitely get it in writing.
Well, that's a great tip. That's a terrific reason for you to be here today. So thank you so much for sharing that and all your other advice. And we want the folks to know about the free clinic. When is that happening?
So it's happening next Tuesday, which is March 25th from 5 to 7. And the location, I want to get it right, the church's name, it's New Growth in Christ Christian Center, located at 7550 East Shelby Drive.
And they'll learn all this information you shared with us today.
Perfect.
All right, very
Thank
good.
you. Thank
Cherry
you.
Whitehead-Thompson with the Eviction Diversion Initiative. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.